Hey, take a walk with me and let's have a little economics lesson on what's meant by the Trump administration when they say that these new tariffs are reciprocal, because they're not actually. So, reciprocal tariffs would mean that, hey, nation A is charging us 50%, and hey, since we're such nice guys, this is what they're saying, since us Americans are such nice guys, we will charge tariffs half of what they're charging. So, if it's 50%, we're going to charge them 25% tariffs. That's the way they're framing it, but that's not the actual math that they're doing. The math that they're actually doing is a matter of, hey, what do they import to our country? How much do we export to them? What's the gap there? So say they import 50% more to us, and then let's have that gap and charge that as a tariff. So we'll pretend like they're putting barriers up and that's why we aren't importing as much to them. But that's a wild assumption. This actually disproportionately impacts a lot of developing economies, a lot of poorer nations. Let me explain why. So Madagascar, for example, got hit with some of the highest tariffs out of any nation on that list. Madagascar, why? Are they like putting up huge trade barriers to the US to do trade with them? No, they're just a really poor country. Madagascar is one of the poorest countries in the world. However, they do have a thriving vanilla industry. It is a bedrock of their economy. It makes up a very significant portion of their export market. Now, the US buys vanilla from Madagascar because, hey, there's not exactly a whole lot of vanilla that can be grown in the US. I don't think putting tariffs on vanilla is necessarily needed because do we need a vanilla industry in the US? Is there some like dead vanilla industry that needs resurging in the US? No, that's silly. Anyways, though, what this results in is the amount that Madagascar exports into the US dwarfs the amount that they import from the US because as a developing nation with fairly lesser developed economy, they're not buying advanced manufacturing products. They're not buying a whole lot of Boeing aircraft or NVIDIA chips or any of the high value manufacturing that the US engages in. But they are exporting some agriculture products such as vanilla, some clothing and textiles, and overall end up with a trade imbalance. They're not tariffing the US. Tariffs on Madagascar are not reciprocal. They're just deeply unfair, kicking a developing nation while it's just trying to have an economy. And as a Christian, this is one of my deepest problems with the Trump administration. They have no problem punching down because for the Trump administration, everything is simply a matter of survival of the fittest. If we are the fittest, we do what we want. And if that makes you suffer or hurts you as you're trying to just get through life, oh well. And as a Christian, that's not okay.